So, how are you? Everything is fine. So, let's see the calendar. We are here, May 8th. Now we have Easter break. So, May 8th, I will not teach myself, but one of my assistants will teach, and she will introduce you to a more complex model for studying beach geomorphology. I think it's extremely interesting. It's an exercise, and we will see each other again on May 15, which will be our last lecture. Did we fix the exam already, or the date of the first exam? No, and so if you agree, we could make it May 22nd for my part. Professor Archetti, I don't know, you have to talk with her, okay? But May 22nd we could have our part. The way it works is that you have to take two separate colloquiums with me and Professor Archetti for coastal engineering, and then the last one who makes the exam records the mark, the official mark. And the official mark is a weighted average. So I have 4 credits. So I know that some of you have an integrated maybe course also with ocean engineering. So basically, if you have also ocean engineering, you have 3 marks to average. And they are averaged with a weighted average based on the number of credits. If you have only coastal engineering, the final mark is a weighted average between me and Professor Archetti, which means that my mark counts for 4 credits and Professor Archetti's counts for 2 credits. Weighted average, you know what is, okay? So if you get 25 with me and 30 with Professor Archetti, it's 25 times 4 plus 30 times 2 divided by 6. And usually we round at the nearest integer, but we try to round to the upper integer, okay? But we will discuss about this, but it's the second who makes the exam that makes the average, gives the final mark to you and records it. So I'm not sure when she fixed the exam, but you can choose whether you want to take first mine or first Professor Archetti's. It's no problem. And you can also take them quite a long time from each other. We suggest not to wait too long, like don't wait 1 full year, okay? But if you wait from June to September, it's fine, okay? Of course, we keep notes and you trust us that our notes are, and we inform the others, so there is some robustness in the process. And so we can fix May 22nd for mine, and then I fix another date. Let me postpone this because I need to check when I can make the official exam. And needless to say, okay, so May 22nd, it's fine. Needless to say, we can record your exam only after the official closure of the lectures. You know, and I think the official closure is around June 10. It's on, I would say, it's on a Wednesday. I'll tell you when it is. And just let me note in my calendar that May 22nd is the exam. Okay. And I think the official close of the lecture may be June 5, I think. I don't know what to check, so please. And then I fix another exam like June 10 or something like that, and another at the end of June, okay? But for these dates in June, if you don't mind, okay, because we see each other again. I'll tell you by announcement in the forum, okay, when are the dates. But let me check if I can find the official calendar. I'm not really sure, but I'm looking for the official calendar, so I'm sure we could fix it even now. Just a second. Under didactic, I think, and it's let me see if I can find it. Just 1 second. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Just 1 second. You have to be patient because we are restructuring our website, and it's amazing. Okay, it's June 7. Okay, so if you agree, it's June 7, the official closure. So it's June 7, which is a Friday, okay? So if you agree, we could make another exam. The second exam on June. Do you have other exams on June 10?
No.
No? Would you prefer to take the exam here or in Bologna in June? Here. Okay, perfect. So I think we could make it June 12. Do you have exams?
No.
Okay, so let's make it June 12 here, and let's make it at 10:30. And the same thing for May 22nd, is 10:30, okay?
And there is also a date on June 5, 5th.
There is we have lecture, we should have lectures on June 5, but the lectures will be already finished. I cannot make, I would prefer to wait June 12 because I can fix an official date in Almesani, you know. And otherwise, for May 22nd, I cannot make an official appeal. I cannot make an official exam before the end of the lectures, and the end of the lectures is June 7. So May 22nd, if you want to take the exam, you have to send an email to me. Okay, please do it, let's say, by the end of the lectures. When we meet for May 15, I'll ask you to subscribe for May 22nd by email. And then I prefer to make June 12 for the very reason that I just mentioned. So it's an official date. And so June 12, what I could do is, I can already fix it. And let me use in my calendar. Okay. So let me make it. So you can find it in Al-Majami, and it's coastal engineering, perfect. And the date is June 12. Okay, at 10:30 up to, let's say, 2 p.m. Okay, 12 is fine. Okay, and then okay, and then let me see. Ocean, okay, let me put it. No, it's okay. Everything should be okay. Okay. And the subscriptions from now, April 17 to June 11. Okay, should be fine. Okay, this okay, I think save and publish. Okay, you should find it already. This is again the official appeal, and you should not subscribe here if you take the exam May 22nd. Everything is clear. If you take the exam May 22nd, you just have to send me an email. If you wanna take the exam on June 12th, that's fine. You can already subscribe for June 12th. And for the next one, I would say that we could go to a Monday, and we could go to June, we could go to July 1st. And July 1st, I would say, based on my experience, most of you, probably all of you, will take the exam on May 22nd or June 12th. So for July 1st, I would like to join the exam with the other exams that I have to make in Bologna. So July 1st will be in Bologna. If by any chance there are many of you that take the exam on July 1st, I may consider to postpone it to July 2nd and to come here. Okay? We can discuss this. But for now, I would prefer that we fix it in Bologna. Okay? And let me say July 1st at 9:30 in Bologna. And then I'll put it in Al-Majami, but not now, because otherwise we don't start the lecture. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, as I said, I put it in Al-Majami. Okay, good. Let's close this. And one final thing. May 15, there will be the survey of students' opinion, which is another thing with respect to what I do, because as you know, I made also a survey. By the way, I think only one of you compiled it. If you please would compile it, I would be pleased if you completed it as soon as possible. It's anonymous, but this one is on IOL, it's for me. The official one, which is collected by the university, will be on May 15. So I would really appreciate, and I will send a message to the forum if you attended that day, because I need at least 10 students in order to have a valid survey, otherwise the university doesn't take it into account. So please make a note on your calendar. It will be, I don't know what time, I'll inform you, and it's fine to me if you leave the room after taking the survey, if you have other commitments, because I know that in May students are busy to prepare the exam, etc. And that day I will also explain to you how it works, how the university uses the survey, so the reason why we take the survey, etc. I'm not explaining today because, as I said, I want to start the lecture. And again, please make an effort and pass the voice to your colleagues. Final announcement, you should have received from me yesterday an invitation if you want to join for the field trip to the Aqua Campus experimental lab. Did you receive it? Yes, everybody. Why? I saw that you said no. You got it? Okay. Okay. If you want to join, as I said, I perfectly understand that you may have lectures, so if you don't join, no problem at all. It's just an opportunity that I wanted to give you. The only thing, if you want to join, please subscribe by today. If you have any problem with subscribing, I think I put the link of the... Oh yeah, there was a link to a Google form, okay? And if you have problem with subscribing, send an email to me, okay? And again, it's from Bologna, it will be within the morning, we will come back at 2 p.m. as I wrote. Again, it's an opportunity. If you are busy already, no worries. Okay? Now, let's move to our lecture, which is again design of drawings, and we need to say some final words. The final words regard the typical size, typical dimensions of drawings, and here you see a sketch which highlights how a drawing is structured. It's a transversal section. And first of all, let's have a look at the sketch in order to understand the essential behavior of the structure. First of all, very often there is a foundation, and the foundation is placed, especially when you have sand on the beach, which is probably the case in most of the interventions that we need to set up, because usually when we set up drawings, it's because we want to protect the beach. And so if you have sand, it's advisable that you make a foundation. The foundation has the purpose of distributing homogeneously the pressure given by the structure, because these drawings are usually made by armor units or rock units, which means that the base it's not homogeneously exerting pressure on the sand. These are elements that have irregular shape, and therefore there are, under the structure, there are places where there is a higher pressure, where there is indeed part of the shape that is pressing, and therefore, given that the foundation, given that the bed of the structure is made by sand, it's advisable that we try to distribute the weight of the structure over the foundation in a homogeneous way. And the way to reach it is to create a foundation. The depth of the foundation, it's variable. It may be, the foundation may be made by concrete, or may be made by any other regular material that is able to distribute the pressure. And the depth, as I said, may be from 15 centimeters to half a meter, depending on the type of bed that is displaced beneath the structure. And there might be a geotextile that is placed in the upper part of the foundation. The geotextile has again the purpose of reinforcing the foundation, especially if the foundation is made not by concrete but by a flexible material. Sometimes we use in the foundation flexible materials in order to adapt to any movement of the sand beneath the structure. And then we have what is called the core. The core usually is the central part, which is made by different material with respect to the external part. And not always, really. We make the core with different material if we want to reduce the permeability of the structure inside. We may want to reduce the permeability of the structure if we want to minimize the passing through transport of sediments. Of course, if we make the groin by using huge blocks, you have high permeability because there are spaces between one block and the other. High permeability means that water is passing through under the effect of waves. It means that sediments are passing through. And therefore, if we want to reduce this permeability, we place a core of material with reduced grain size. So what is the reason why then we don't make the whole structure of the groin with the same material as the core? The very reason is that if we reduce the size of the elements in order to reduce porosity, reduce permeability, these elements are less stable with respect to bigger elements. And therefore, they might not resist to waves, to the action of waves, to erosion. And therefore, the idea is, let's place the material inside, reduced permeability, and let's protect it with more stable units, which are, on the other hand, more permeable. As I said, the core is not strictly necessary if we don't want to reduce permeability. And then we have a top, a crest over the top, and you see that the external layer is made by, there is written there, armor stone. And you see that usually, not always, the top of the groin is above mean sea level. Usually, not always. So let's see what are the characteristic dimensions here. Okay, so H, which is the depth of the basement of the groin head, you see, H, lowercase h is on the left, with respect to mean sea level, it's from 2.5 to 4 meters. And this means this dimension from 2.5 to 4 meters is the part of the groin that you don't see usually because it's underwater. So keep in mind this order of magnitude. And if you look now at RC, which is the height of the groin top with respect to the mean sea level, it's from 0.5 to 1.5 meters. So let's sum these two quantities. It means that usually the total height of a groin is between 3 and 6 meters. Okay, this is usually they don't reach a height of 6 meters. 6 meters is quite a substantial height. Just to have an idea, probably that wall is something like 4 meters. So you see that it's indeed a huge structure. When we talk about 6 meters, usually it's like 2 floors of an apartment. But they can reach that height. Of course, you have to care about stability. We will have a look at stability later. Now, the depth of the groin basement landward is usually lower because landward, of course, you have the land that is raising. The top of the groin usually it is at the same level, and therefore you have a reduced depth landward. It's from 1 to 2 meters. We already said that the groin should be rooted into the land for a convenient distance. And into the land, this is the depth that we usually reach. The width of the groin top is about from 3 to 6 meters. These dimensions are given to you in order to get an order of magnitude. And I may ask you an exam, what can be the width of a groin at the top? And you just have to say, 3-6, or you can also say from 2 to 5. It's not really a problem. What is important is the order of magnitude, that you don't say like 50 centimeters, because usually when we build a groin, it's a structure that allows us maybe to walk on the top. And in some cases also we pave the top with a kind of sidewalk in order to allow also people to walk over it. Not always, but it can be done. especially if you use it as a mold. And then the slope of the groin sides from 1,1 to 1,2. It's 1,1 is a limiting slope. Usually we don't reach it. But if you use big blocks or blocks with shapes like tripods, do you know what tripods are? Okay, and then you can use a slope that it's close to 1,1. Usually, as you know, like when we talk in geotechnics about stability of hill slopes, and in this case it's rock slopes, but still this is loose material. Usually we don't connect these blocks each other. So 1,1 is the upper limit, but very often we shift to 1,2. 1,2 means that for 1 meter of height you have 2 meters horizontally.
So speaking about degrees, angle,
You should
up to 45.
up to 45, and 1,2 I don't remember, 33 maybe.
Yeah,
something like that.
Not more than 45 degrees.
Not more, yes. I think 1,2 is 33, but I'm not sure. You should compute the inverse on the tangent, okay? But not more than 45 degrees, yes. Or you can say not more than 100%, because usually slope is expressed in percentage. 100% is 1,1. Because it is, when we say 100% of slope, we mean that for each meter horizontally there is 1 meter vertically. Okay, and the thickness of the foundation, as I mentioned to you before, from 0.5 to 1 meter. Before I said from 20 centimeters to half a meter, but the order of magnitude. The order of magnitude is important, is what matters. And that's it. As I said, I'm giving these dimensions just for giving you an idea. Okay, and then let's talk about for the numerical modeling of beach evolution after groin displacement. Let's talk about it. We already know how to model beach evolution because we started the one-line model, and we know that groins are aimed to contrast, to oppose along shore sediment transport. When we want to stop the cross-shore sediment transport, then we use backwaters. And we know how to estimate beach evolution under the effect of along-shore sediment transport. When we build a groin, we reduce along-shore sediment transport. We may interrupt it completely, or we may reduce it. And the amount of reduction depends on groin permeability. So what is important is when you build a model, what you should do in order to take into account in your simulation of beach evolution of groins, what you should do is to reduce along-shore sediment transport according to your hypothesis of groin displacement. And to reduce means that you have to estimate a percentage of reduction. It can be 100% if the groin is impermeable, but if the groin is permeable, and usually they are to some extent, then you have to apply a proper reduction. So, and there are two ways in which a groin can be bypassed. So if we have a groin, and in this case the groin is perpendicular, let's suppose that it's not T-shaped, and then it goes into the land for a while. Okay, there might be a transit through, a passing through, which is due to permeability. But there might also be some bypassing over the top, beyond the top or the toe of the groin. So we have to estimate what is the combined effect of reduction that is given by these two processes. Okay. The model is, as usual, the same model that we already considered. It can be the Y-line model, it can be the model that Gabriela Gaeta, the assistant that will teach on May 8th, will introduce to you. What is important is to estimate the fraction F of sand that is transported beyond the groin. So the sum of these two processes gives rise to fraction F. Again, it's fraction of sand beyond the groin. Which is due again by permeability and bypassing. So we call, let me look at the symbols. We call the bypassing factor B and the permeability factor B. Let's suppose that we can estimate these two factors which are comprised between 0 and 1. 0 minus equal than BP minus equal than 1. Permeability is usually estimated depending on porosity of the groin. So permeability, P, is a function of porosity of the groin. If you have a groin with windows, permeability is simply given by the total area of the groin divided by the area of the windows along the direction of waves. So the area is computed along the direction of waves, along the main direction of waves. Usually the groin is displaced in such a way that the main direction of waves is perpendicular to the groin. So in this case, the groin is perpendicular to the coastline. It means implicitly that I am expecting that the main direction of waves is parallel to the coastline. Usually the groin are not displaced perpendicular to the coastline. Sometimes you see groin that are displaced in this way. So this is the coastline, and you have the groins that are displaced like that. Oh, sorry, it is continuous. Just 1 second. Okay, and so let me be more precise. What is in this case the direction of waves? I am expecting waves in this direction. Okay, and therefore the area that I mentioned before is not perpendicular to the main wave direction. It's computed in this direction. Okay? So basically, if you look at a groin from one side, some groins have windows, which means that if the coastline is like that, the groin is done in this way. Let me use another color, I'm sorry. The groin is done in this way. And there are windows. And this is particularly frequent when the groins are made by woody structures. So if there are windows, this is the area of the windows, AD, and the total area of the groin is AD. And then permeability, sorry, here I made a mistake, I just have to substitute the two subscripts. Okay. AD divided AD. This is permeability. Okay, area of the windows divided by the total area.
I reverse.
Yeah, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. Everything is clear because I made a couple of imprecisions. So this one that I corrected, and also I set perpendicular, while usually what we do is to compute these areas perpendicularly to the longitudinal direction of the groin. Okay?
What is AT?
AT is the total area of the groin. So if you have which means if let's define it as the area above the ground of the groin, and then you may have windows. Not always, of course. You may have windows, and therefore permeability, in case you have these irregular structures with windows, it's computed in this way. If you have a rubble mound structure, which means a groin made by boulders, therefore you have an expression of permeability as a function of porosity, which depends on the shape of the boulders. If they are tripod, you have a different function with respect to porosity. If you have a loose material like boulders, usually permeability is lower with respect to tripods, because with the same volume of void, with the same porosity, if you have irregular shapes, usually permeability is higher. So I don't give any indication for the permeability in this case of groins made by armory units. I just say it's usually given by